we're playtesting the ASICS Solution Speed FF3s. Come see what we thought.
It's always crazy to me when brands take a top performing lightweight shoe and make it even lighter and it still performs amazing, and that is exactly what ASICS has done with the Solution Speed FF. I am loving this update. It's one of the lightest shoes that we've play tested, and I think it does everything really well. Compared to other shoes in its weight class, it does feel more supportive for me. And more recently, I've been wearing men's versions of the Solution Speed just to get that dialed in fit. I know previously there's been a lot of TPU on the upper that can get a little constrictive on my medium width feet, but I stayed in my true size in these shoes and had no regrets about it. The shoe fits my feet perfectly. Again, I found really good support around my ankles, so I felt confident moving around. If I'm gonna give it a knock, it's gonna be durability, but that is as to be expected. And for me, I love the Gel Resolution 9, so if I'm a player that's on the court every day, I'm practicing in that Gel Resolution 9 and then competing in this Solution Speed FF3. All in all, super light, really comfortable, and I think it's a great option for players looking for a shoe that not only looks great, but performs really well.
I've been a big fan of the Solution Speed series dating all the way back to the original generation, so I was excited to see what this update had for me. And right off the bat, ASICS has always made the Solution Speed, I feel like, to fit my foot type perfectly. I have a narrow width foot, and so I feel like the shoe offers a very snug medium, so I didn't have a lot of extra room, which is great because my foot stayed in place nicely. I also feel like the Solution Speed series has a little bit more arch than the normal tennis shoe, but for me, it fit my medium arches and I had no issues. I did feel it, but nothing to note. And as far as lengthwise, I found they were true to size, so I stayed in my normal size 8. Now, the highlight of the shoe has to be the lightweight feel. These are light shoes. I felt really quick on the court, felt really speedy, and I feel like I could really trust the shoes when I was moving aggressively or changing directions. What surprised me though was how comfortable they were. They have great cushioning underfoot. They also have great cushioning and padding around the ankle collar and tongue, so I felt nice and plush cushioning when moving around. Another feature that I thought stood out that you don't quite expect for a lightweight shoe is that they do offer a pretty secure and stable ride. I found like I sat really nicely deep in the shoes, and I also used that last eyelet to get a secure fit. In addition to sitting deep in the shoes, I found a benefit was that I had a nice low to the ground feel. I felt really connected to the court. If I had to give one negative, it would be that the upper was putting a little bit of a pressure point for me on my right foot specifically, right where the toe box narrows slightly. The upper's built up a little bit right there, and so for the first couple hits, I could feel that upper pressing down on my foot. However, as the playtest wore on and I got about 10 hours plus on the shoe, I did feel that upper opening up slightly and that pressure being relieved just a little bit. Overall, players that are looking for a lightweight, high-performing tennis shoe should definitely check this one out. That wraps up this part of the playtest here in our California location. I'm going to toss it over to our Alpharetta location where Jofi and Anna have playtested the shoes. Jofi, what were your thoughts on this ASICS Solution Speed FF3?
Thanks, Brittany. I've been a long-time fan of ASICS tennis shoes, so I couldn't wait to get on court and see how the new Solution Speeds are, and they did not let me down. When I first put the shoes on, I was super impressed by how amazing the cushioning was. So top-notch cushioning under heel and also in the midfoot. I was extremely pleased with that. And I think, sometimes it can be a bit tricky to find a balance for a shoe when it's still lightweight but has ample cushioning, but ASICS did a great job with that, so 5 stars for that one. I also loved how padded the heel area was. I thought that was a really nice plus when it comes to that added cushioning that I really love. So if you're looking for that really nicely padded heel cushioning, this shoe will have that for sure. One thing I wanted to mention is just the shoe definitely needed a bit of a break in time. When I first put them on and started playing in them, I noticed how low the heel support was. That heel collar is kind of low. So to feel a bit more supported in the shoe, I definitely had to use that second eyelet. So once I did that and I tightened the laces up nice and snug, I started to feel a bit more supported, a bit more confident, moving aggressively on court. So it just took a bit of time to, find that right balance between having the lace a bit almost too tight and having that nice locked-in feel. But when I finally figured it out, the shoes felt a bit more nicely molded around my feet, and yeah, after a bit of break-in time, there was no issues there. Compared to the last couple of generations, I did think that the update of the upper was really nice. It was a bit more breathable, a bit more comfortable as it was bending when I was stepping, so I really like that update there. Another highlight I wanted to mention is the outsole. I thought the new pattern on this outsole was extremely unique, just a very cool design that I was really excited to see how it performs on court. Performance-wise, the outsole was really good on court. I thought I had the perfect amount of grip and give when it comes to traction, moving out of my shots and stopping aggressively when I needed to. Overall, without trying to say too much, I think this shoe is one of the fastest and most comfortable shoes out there right now on the market, and you should definitely give it a go.
I was super excited to be part of this review. It's been a minute since I played with ASICS shoes, and I gotta say they did not disappoint. The shoes not only felt super supportive and had great traction, but they also were incredibly light. You can almost tell that you're barely wearing shoes when you have them on. This shoe does have a narrow feet and it runs a little low on the ankle. I did feel like it wrapped around my feet very well and offered great support, but it did take me a time to get used to them. I had to play in them for a bit and break them in, but after that the shoe felt great. It was super stable, super supportive too. Not only the shoes fit prevented from my feet moving around too much when I was switching directions, going side to side or sprinting back and forth, but they also were super comfortable while just standing around in them. I did not feel any pain around the mid-foot front area of the shoe. My biggest issue with this shoe was probably that the ankle support, in my opinion, was not great. Not only I had to use the last eyelid of the shoe to tie them up so it wouldn't slip out, but they also hit around the area of my ankle bone and created some pain and discomfort. Not only that, the shoelace tend to run a little too short when using that last eyelid, and they were also kind of thin. Besides that, the traction felt great. I didn't feel like I was slipping around the court too much. I had a good grip on the court, and the weight was probably the biggest highlight on this shoe. I gotta say, it was the most impressive trade from this new ASICS Speed Solution FF3. You can barely tell you're wearing the shoe when you have them on. I do gotta say that it's probably a trade-off for the durability. I wouldn't mark this down as super durable shoes, but lightness is great. Overall, I think this is a great shoe for an old court player that is looking for more speed, lightness, and great support around the mid-foot area. Thank you for watching. For more information on the shoe or any others, please go check out our website at Tennis Warehouse, Tennis Warehouse Europe, or Tennis Only.